Let's go Wrestling Observer Awards. So these have been up now for quite a while. This information dropping like over 12 hours ago. We're not going to look at the full lists because that's probably a bit moody. It's probably a bit moody to look at all of these results as well. But look at all this, man. They do so many awards. These are the Wrestling Observer Awards, right? The latest ones for 2024. This information dropped today. Now, I believe this is voted for by the Wrestling Observer fans. This is not voted for by Dave Meltzer. So a lot of people have a pop at Dave Meltzer for this, but it's the fans that choose. So I don't know. I mean, getting upset about like who wins these awards, I don't really worry about stuff like that. I think some of these I agree with, some of them I don't. But let's walk through them, shall we? So, Wrestler of the Year for 2024, Cody Rhodes. I don't have a problem with that. I wouldn't mind Ospreay getting it because I think he had a great year last year. He had some great matches, but Cody finishing his story is very, very hard to argue with. And so I don't have an issue with that. I can't believe this. I don't watch Saray, but she was in NXT. I believe she was in NXT. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't comment on this. For me, I would have gone Toni Storm. Toni Storm would have been my pick, but I can't really comment on this because I don't watch women's Japanese wrestling. So all I'll say is I'm pleased for her. Here, look, we got Most Outstanding Wrestler. Will Ospreay gets this one, and by an absolute country mile as well. I mean, Bryan Danielson in second place is crazy because Bryan Danielson normally wins these awards, but he finds himself in second place by quite some distance as well. Yeah, incredible. Incredible. I feel like the greatest wrestler, technical wrestler in the world. Well, I say technical wrestler. We might have to park that, right? Best Booker was won by Triple H, and again, quite a distance, actually. I know the amount of votes are much lower here, but Tony Khan in second place. Shawn Michaels, actually, a distant, really people not feeling what NXT was serving last year, but Triple H walking away with it. I completely agree with that. I think Shawn is leading for this year, though, right? Surprised at the Young Bucks. I mean, I don't know what they did last year to warrant this, but then I wasn't watching AEW last year. I don't know. They came back. They had a bit of a story where they seemed to be just kind of taking over. I don't think people really took to that story, though, so I am very surprised, but it was very close between the Young Bucks and Fraxium. If you look at the amount of votes in it, very, very close. Everyone else, distant. So it was going to be one of these two, and it is just Young Bucks that get it. I will say disagree with that, but I don't want to just disagree with all AEW stuff. I think, for example, I wanted Tony to get the women's one, right? Here, Feud of the Year, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. I would have gone Cody Bloodline. I feel like Toni Storm, Mariah May is still playing out. I didn't see Ospreay Fletcher. Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, I heard a lot about. And I know about the house being burnt down. But, yeah, this match was amazing. I thought some of their other matches were just okay. I didn't think, and I hated the whole friendship bracelet thing. So, this is why, for me, Cody Rhodes Bloodline would have got my vote, personally. Best on interviews, Drew McIntyre. I don't mind that. Rock being second, I don't mind that. Adam Page, I don't know. I'm okay with that. Most underrated, Takeshita. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Only won by 3 votes against Chad Gable. So that's kind of nice to see. Chad getting his flowers. But yeah, I think Takeshita's excellent. Of course, I agree with this. Best promotion, World Wrestling Entertainment. And this has been voted by readers of Wrestling Observer. Think about that. Think about that. Think about the fact that 3,800 people voted for this to actually get number 1. That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. So brilliant, and I think very much deserved. Most overrated, Nia Jax. Solo Sikoa in second, I don't think is unfair. CM Punk, I think is unfair. Jericho, Moxley, Nia Jax. Honestly, I think she's done some good stuff. I think this is a better run than what she had last time, but I do also think that's a pretty low bar. So, okay, not too against that. Best weekly show, Dynamite. This is the one that has really surprised people. I suppose the argument would be AEW's best show is Dynamite, right? Easily. Whereas WWE have got Raw and SmackDown, and some weeks it's one or the other. So I sort of feel like Dynamite wins because, I don't know, if we didn't have Raw and it was just SmackDown, a lot of those votes would have gone over here. And I think then SmackDown might have been much closer, maybe would have pipped it as well. I kind of feel like, I mean, that's quite a distance as well. What I will say is WWE don't really go for in-ring, they go for storyline. So if you're someone that loves the wrestling, then I sort of feel like Dynamite probably is the show for you. And I think that's where it's benefited. But I do think that AEW has also benefited because, I mean, Collision's a very, very distant show in comparison to Dynamite, and Rampage doesn't even feature at all, whereas SmackDown and Raw are very, very close. So, yeah, I'd say that's not one I agree with, but many people would have said Dynamite. Rookie of the Year, Javon Evans, with Jada Parker in second. I don't know Bozilla. In fact, I don't know any of these. But, yeah, okay, I really like him. I can absolutely go with that. Then we've got Match of the Year, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson. I can go with that. I don't really have anything I would rival that with, apart from Cody against AJ, or CM Punk Drew, or Night 2 of WrestleMania. But I heard about how incredible this match was. And actually, it's not even close. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's not even close. So, yeah, I can vibe with that. Show of the Year. I am quite surprised here that WrestleMania didn't perform better. I don't know. I mean, Sting's last match was pretty fun, and I like the imagery of it, but, I think I would have gone WrestleMania Night 2 personally. But, okay, it is what it is. United States Canada MVP, Cody, that's fine. I don't quite get why Will Ospreay's in there, or Drew McIntyre. Is it because they do their work in the United States and Canada? It must be that. It must be because they're based in the United States and Canada rather than being from the United States and Canada. But Cody Rhodes got it. Will Ospreay second. That's absolutely fine. Worst show, Rampage, right? And then NXT. And then it was NWA Power. Then it was Raw. And then it was Dynamite. So there we go. Worst TV show, Rampage. Right, here we go. Look, the Japanese one goes to Zack Sabre Jr. Then we've got Naito. Then we got Sari. And then the others, right? I don't disagree with this. I think he is regarded as the best over in Japan. Here, worst match, Uso versus Uso. It was very underwhelming. I would agree. I think people had much higher expectations for that, so I would agree. Mexico MVP was won by Mystico. Crazy when you think about that, but yeah, okay. Worst feuds, Adam Cole, MJF. I agree. I think this really hurt AEW. I think this feud really hurt the company. So, yeah, I agree. Most disgusting promotional tactic. So, AEW airing the Punk footage. WWE booking Liv Morgan sending photos to Dominic, similar to what was described in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. I think that's a reach, but whatever. And here, WWE TKO continued relationship with Saudi Arabia at number 1. I don't hate that. If it wasn't for the amount of money that we were being paid, we may go and do a show, but we would not be going as regular as what we do, right? Clearly, we are going because of the money, yeah? We're not going for any other reason than that. So, okay. Best gimmick, Tony Storm. I'm here for that. Worst gimmick, the learning tree. I mean, I think we can agree that it has not been handled well, and I think we can agree that it has been frustrating, and even as fans of the Wyatt Six, we are frustrated. So imagine if you're not even much of a fan of it. So, hard to disagree. I mean, I'm glad it didn't come top, yeah? But it has not been handled well, has it? Let's put it that way. But, you know, that is for different circumstances. What's this? Best non-wrestler, Paul Heyman. We got Don Callis, Prince Nana, Renee, and MVP, but come on, Paul Heyman. Yeah, easy. Best announcer went to Nigel McGuinness. Yeah. Excalibur, Walker Stewart, Michael Cole, and Ian Riccaboni. Those are the top 5. Worst announcer, Booker T. Right? Actually, by a country mile, with Pat coming in second. Jim Ross, who is very much past it now. Matt Menard and Excalibur. Yeah, I mean, actually Booker by quite a distance, which that would not be the order I would have it, right? But there we go. Most improved, Kyle Fletcher. I'm really pleased to see Harley Cameron getting a mention. I really have enjoyed what I've seen from her. Best technical wrestler, Zack Sabre Jr. Do you remember earlier I said about how Will Ospreay was probably the best technical wrestler, and then I was like, oh, hang on, part that. It's because I knew this was coming. So Zack Sabre Jr. getting best technical wrestler, the Bryan Danielson Award. Bryan Danielson can't even win the Bryan Danielson Awards. How sad. Here we've got best brawler, Adam Page. I don't know, to be honest. Gunther coming in 5th. So, okay. Best flying wrestler was won by Will Ospreay. Ricochet coming in at 4, and that was it. So what I would say is I don't worry too much about is it right, is it wrong, do I agree, do I disagree? Those are the results. And if you want to kind of dig into it a little bit more, I would urge that you go to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, where of course they would talk about the results a bit more and break it down, and you can look at the full list to see where people ended up. So excellent stuff.